Hi everybody, this is Al Spath. Teach as you know me, PPI Teach now at 6-4 Spades, and I'm coming to you live. There'll be a 2-minute delay from the tables. We're going to go over to 6-4 Spades right now and jump on the game. And you can see that I'm seated right here, PPI Teach. I just posted to come in, and that's an easy fold. You can see that PPI Posse, which is sitting right over here, um, he's announcing that they can follow the stream at twitch.com. And we'll show you what action is going on. This is the first test stream from 6-4 Spades. Just got set up, got a new overlay that Ryan set up for me here. You can see the bonus code is PPI Posse. If you haven't got an account over there, please sign up with that and then email myself, alspath at alspath.com. Let me know you're aboard. Maybe you win some free money. I've given out over $300 already to different people. You might even win a free shadowing session. So sign up today. If you're with another affiliate, great. Glad to have the traffic over there. You can't change affiliates or anything like that, but we're happy to have you at the tables. Nonetheless, you can see the jackpots now over $1,900. They got some great offers here for those of you that are not familiar with 6-4 Spades. Let me tell you what the deal is. First off, if you sign up under PPI Posse, we'll get you on your first deposit. We'll get you early position. This is a fold hand. We'll get you 20% rake back. If you do a lot of rake, we'll push that envelope and get you a lot more rake on top of that. But you got to deposit $25 to $50 or more. Now the reason that we say more is that benefits you. There's a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. So if you were to put in the $500, you're going to get $500 free, and that's released to you as you rake. It's not goes right into your account, because that would be just giving the money away, and that's not what any site does. So as you rake, and let's say on this site here you rake 100 reward points by playing cash games, then 10% of that, or $50, will be released to you of the 500. If you do $1,000, then when you get the 10% or 100 points, you're going to get $100 each time you do that. So it's a pretty good deal, and you can do 3 deposits up to $1,000 to do that, to get deposit bonus. We'll be running some free rolls later on for our players, and we invite you to join us. I can't let this person just limp here. Of course. Now there is a 2-minute delay on these broadcasts. Ryan has just told me that it's looking good on the telecast, so that's good to hear. Sound and everything is great. I appreciate him checking that for me. Like I say, there is a minimum of 2-minute delay, so that nobody can cheat or collude or anything like that. That's really important when you're playing an online site. And we did interview a lot of players, and what we talked to them about was, what do you want out of an online site? And almost all of them said the same thing. We want a rake back deal to begin with. None of this nonsense where we have to do a massive deposit to get the rake back or anything like that. We want to be able to get rake back with a deposit. And of course they want a bonus, and they got that here at 6-4, and you get the rake back when you come to 6-4. They want an easy way to put money on the site. They do, and you get that here. They wanted to know if there was an easy way to get the money off, and that was at one time. I've heard from several people that like to throw stones at different sites to protect their own sites, that there was a problem. It took a long time to get money at a certain site. Maybe this was one of them. I guess some people said it was. We've had some people have already deposited and withdrew money because they won and there was no problems on it. They have several methods to do it by. And, encourage people to come in and check that out and see if there is a hang up or anything. If there is, you let me know, but we'll look at it. But right now, everything's going smoothly. A lot of players have come in. If you haven't come in lately to see the cash games, especially in the afternoon and the evenings, been 5 to 10 cash games going. A lot of PLO. PLO seems to be very popular at this site, Pot Limit Omaha. And the play is actually quite loose. There's an occasional 1, 2, 2, 4 PLO game. That's $2, $4 that breaks out. And getting a question over here and a thing that I don't understand. I'll check that out. Anyhow, there's lots of benefits for signing up. Again, use the code. You see it on top of the screen. It's scrolling across. PPI Posse, all one word. But there are other affiliates, and you're welcome to join up under them. We have no problem with that. But there's no, once you sign up, unless you made a mistake, unless there was an actual mistake done and you really are someone in someone's family, or you've been with somebody for many, many years and stuff like that, and we can get that corrected for you, but most of the time it's got to stay. You can look around the table here and you can see, this is odd to see, Limp In with only $12 here. There's a 28, a 70, a 140. He's from Thailand, famous TH. I don't know that guy. There's Posse with 78, and Sheriff with 90 and 36, and I started with 50 here, and there's a Lilo over here with 95. There's a very troublesome flop and now turned. We've got a lot of things going here, all different kinds of straights and flushes, and full house, of course, with the pair on the board. This guy, if he's going to do anything here, he's going to shove. Yeah, well, he didn't shove. He should have shoved. It's going to go all in. I don't know why he wouldn't use that. He's got the 9-10, and that's going to be the boat, folks. Hock it to me. Instead of sock it to me, he hock it to me. We haven't run any private tournaments yet. However, those that sign up under us and any affiliates that we're associated with will be welcome to those free rolls. We plan to have them once the sign up period has gotten into, or pretty much gone full blown, and everybody comes in. But the site is building nicely. I did receive lots of I won't say lots. I received several emails and several messages about the former site that I was working at, and I personally left under good terms. I just didn't see enough decisions being made to encourage me to continue to try to earn rake back at the cash games. There just wasn't any cash games, and if you can't earn, you can't earn money from people you sign up or anything like that, and that's a shame. But the tournaments were going great at the time, and somebody messaged me yesterday, said about the free rolls were gone, but I have no idea about that. You'll have to ask them. I don't have anything going on over there to tell you about, and I'm not going to tell you anything bad, because I didn't leave because it was bad. It was something was bad. I left because I needed to find some games, and games for players, cash games. And you can't go to places like ACR and Chips and all these other places because everybody already has an account. So why not come to a new site where most people don't have an account? Let's see what happens here. Oh, Noodle the River is in the house today. Hey, Noodle, how you doing? That's Mark Curry. I don't know if Mark has set up an account here using PPI Posse, but sure like to get him in and get him to become an affiliate here. Get him that great rake back deal. Let's see who else is in here. Hang on just a second, folks. I had to answer a question over in the chat. You're always encouraged to come in and chat and then follow us here. And Rios09 TV is in the house today. Hi, Rios. Tell us where you're from. We'll give you a shout out. How you found us and everything else. That'd be cool. Again, we're just here at a single table. It's a 25-cent, 50-cent table with a, let's see, I don't know if this one has the straddle in it or not. Hey, Two Owls is in the house. That's Carrie from, I don't know if she's from Vegas or from Florida. She's going to have to let me know. I'm telling this guy that sign up using the PPI Posse and we'll, as the code, and we'll get them an instant repack or a rake pack deal. And if they want to become an affiliate with us, then we'll get them even a super job done. There's a 2.7. We've got a 8-person table. We got one seated out. Nobody's sitting there. Rios09 TV says he was in a tournament a while back at 64 spades and something froze up. I don't know if it froze up on his computer or if the site froze up. Generally, it's the person's internet that froze up, but I'm going to find out more details about that. So when you're playing poker, and a lot of times people play 2 tables because they get impatient playing 1. It's kind of slow and it drags on out. But for these purposes of streaming everything, I'm limited to 1. But you got to be patient and you got to be disciplined about what you do. See, like right here, this guy limped in. He first off, he doesn't have enough money for me to go fishing for the implied odds here. You know, he would have to have 10 times that bet, or $1.50 it cost me. He barely has that, so it's an easy fold. Even though this gentleman came in, okay. Hey, Benjamin's in the house. Let me give a shout out to him. He used excessive emojis. Hey Ben, how you doing, man? What's your code, man? I'll give you a shout out on it. One time shout out 64 because he's an affiliate there. He's not under us or anything, but you know, if he can get some players that know him and they want to join his group, that's fine with us. You know, we're trying to. There's ace, and he hit the boat on the turn. Good hand for Mr. Limpin. Hey Ryan, if you get a chance, will you say something in the chat to LinkedIn that he wanted to, him and Famous Amos wanted to come in today and listen, but I don't see either one of them in the Skype. But just remind him that we're, once again, he may not have been looking before. And I was wondering, Ryan, if you were able to, Charles Schlesinger, that was the guy from out in California. If you still had him on your Skype, if you could message him and give him the link for the Twitch feed so he could kind of watch. If you can't, let me know. I possibly can bring my Skype up, but I don't want it to come up over the broadcast. Today's the 28th of January, 2018, and we have not been streaming for a while. We've been getting things set up and been recruiting players, so forgive us for that. We apologize. Ryan and myself will start streaming a little bit more often. It's a little rainy day here in the little township of Havre de Grace, Maryland. I hope that everybody that's listening to this up on YouTube, because that's where this video will go later today, will come check us out at 6-4 Spades. Sign up with PPI Posse, or at the minimum, follow us here at Twitch TV. Just click on my icon there in the chat and give us a follow, and then the same thing up on YouTube and Positive Poker Insiders. We always appreciate that, and share that with your friends, of course. And Benjamin is Fresh Prince, all one word with the F and the P, the two words. Fresh Prince, and that's his bonus code for signing up. Ours is PPI Posse. And Benjamin, those of you that will bet with Benjamin at other sites, including the one that I just left, without mentioning their name or anything like that, I'm sure that he would like his players to sign up under Fresh Prince, and that's fine with us. And I see Posse's giving LinkedIn a shout out in the chat, saying that we are live on Twitch, which is cool. Thank you very much. I don't know if he got to Charles or not. Got about 6 people. I'm not able to check in the website as I'm broadcasting this, Ryan, but if you check the website, you'll be able to see how many other people might be on the rail and watching that have not signed up. Now, when Ryan comes in early like this for 375, which is a pretty big bet, he's compensating for this person here who straddled. I don't particularly love this hand. I'm going to fold it here. But Ryan may just have a 9-10 or an 8-9 suited here, or pocket sixes. He doesn't necessarily have to have the ace-king, ace-queen, or big hands that you really think of. All right, I found Charles and did that. Now, Benjamin, let me tell you, he was up in I think he went to the Regatta Open recently, a couple months back, and he asked, where can I get some lunch? And I told him to go over to a place called the White House Sub. Let me tell you, the man said he was not disappointed by the recommendation. He cannot wait to go back and get another one of those big subs. He's from Ohio. Ryan, Posse 1972. And, well, I should say PPI Posse there at the table. He's Posse 1972 on the chat screen. But those that are in chat, those that are up on YouTube or on the Facebook that are clicked into this and are watching it after the fact, let me know if the sound level was okay, if the information provided was good, what else you'd like me to discuss. We will be discussing putting players on hands, ranges, pot sizes, things like that. But for right now, we're just getting settled up and settled in, and got some players I invite that are watching from the rail. Again, if you just come into the room and at the top of the page, just give us a follow. We'll give you a shout out, where you're from, what your name is. We'd love to have you in. Doesn't cost you anything here on Twitch. Benjamin says he would have squeezed to $8 on Posse that hand. By the way, Posse is it's a 2-minute delay. He just said he had 4-4 on that hand. So when I said he had the type of hands he had, and a hand like 6-6, I was right in there. But again, even against 4-4, 6-6, I've got an ace-jack suited. I'm still an underdog to them. Do I want to take a flip with a pair? Yes, I had position, and yes, maybe he's not going to fold if I raise him to $8. He's going to stay in there. But do I want to do that at this game against a player I tend to know how they play? Now I'm going to go for I'm going to do $2 here because I'm in early position. There's so many people left to act. He's saying the White House was the best on the planet. He also said that tight fold out with the ace jack. He's a donkey, and he would have squeezed for the $8. That's why Al makes money. And Posse did fold to a 3-bet. So we don't have, but we do have to follow up, and we do have to make a continuation bet here and fire a bullet. Hopefully the guy goes away, but when he stays, that's not a good sign. Now I can fire another bullet. I'm going to go $6 here, half the pot. He goes over me, I'm going to have to let it go. I need the queen. The 8 is not going to do it for me, and that sounds like I'm going to take a loss here. I cannot call him here. Oh my goodness, what could he have had? See, that's what the site has to change. When a guy calls or would check down at the end, you should be able to see what the other person's cards are. And you can't, even if you... Now this might screw up the video, so let me just see what it is. Oh, it does, 9-8. Sorry, he had 9-8, so he had an open-ended draw. And when I checked down the river, he should have fired. Ace up should have fired. Here, we'll just check. Isle says the sound is good. Now, we got the 5 here, but I'm not a fan of this hand. I'm not a fan of... If I was going to bet this hand, based on... See, there's 250 in pot. If somebody made a small bet like that, I might come over the top and do a check raise. But he's the kind of guy that's probably got the draw and wouldn't go away. But let me just demonstrate. If you're going to check raise, do it for some money. Convince him you got the 4. See, it's the wrong guy to do it against. Now I don't even have a redraw. So I wanted to show you how to do it, but again, if you're going against a calling station, again, I was lucky to win, but let's see what he had. No, that didn't show. Hang on. Maybe it shows here a second. 3-2. Again, he had the draw. So I would want to go right up to this thing, and I would want to edit him and draws with weak hands pre and post flop. Classic calling station. Extract more money. And then usually what I do is I date it 1/28 so that I know that I put that up there on 1/28. So when I check it again, it may be a month or two later, he may have changed his style, or it might be somebody else in his family playing under that account, and I need to note that. But at least it gives me a time frame for. Now here it's 25 cents for 225. How can you pass up with 2 connectors 25 cents? If this guy raises or squeezes me out, I can throw it away. It's only a quarter, okay? But this could have been a flop that really favored me. But for 25 into 225, you know, you're getting 8, 9 to 1 on your money. I mean, I usually need, and listen carefully on this one, I usually need 5 to 1 if I'm in the blinds when I'm calling a bet of, let's say I'm in the big blind, I put 50 up and it's going to cost me another 50 cent or $1, or if I'm in the small blind, it's going to cost me 75 cents or $1.25. I need to get 5 to 1 on my money with cards that are kind of weak. If I've got good cards, that makes a little bit of a difference. But if I've got cards that are weak like that, I need 5 to 1. A lot of times you see players that get 4 to 1 and marginal, and they take it thinking about implied odds. I can see that if you're running well, but most of the time you're going to lose. And I've been proving that point to a friend of mine right now about that. Hey, we got 12 viewers right now. That's great. We appreciate that. Come on in. Listen anytime you want. I'm Al Spath, teach. PPI teach here at Positive Poker Insiders, and on 6-4 Spades, if you sign up today using PPI Posse, we'll get you an immediate rakeback deal, and there's a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. You can do that up to 3 times. The money's released as you rake each 100 reward points. 10% of whatever you received on your deposit bonus will be released to you. Rakeback is paid right into your account every Sunday. It's really slick, really nice. You don't have to be begging for your money, as you might have to on other sites. Even though I've got great position here, and let me tell folks all the time, I like to divide the table in half. And here, look, right now it's 225 for $8. I'm getting 4 to 1 with good position, but the cards are still lousy. So yes, I expect Benjamin to say I'm tight, and some of you others to say I'm really tight. But, you know, look what I would have flopped. So anyhow, I divide the table in half. The good, the bad, the plus, the minus, the credit, the debit. So when I'm given cards right from the start, the first thing I do is I look at my position. Position A is good. So that's a check mark over here on the credit or the plus side. The cards are pretty weak. I don't say they're awful. Here we got the guy that flopped the 10 queen, the flop 2 pair. The 2 pair is going to make a flush and take all this guy's money. That was a wet board. When I say wet board, that means that there's a lot of cards that are helpful to people. They're connectors. They make straights. They make flushes. They make things like that. So anyhow, right away, I got pretty good position in the backside. I've got pretty good cards. Those are 2 pluses. I don't have any negatives. I've got no raises in front of me. So I'm going to pot it and try to get the button from this guy and isolate these 2 limpers here. Because the plus, I had all plus, I had no negatives against me, so it's a hand that I want to play. Now I don't know this guy here, but I'm going to fire a full bullet at him. Take it down. So you see me use what we call the C bet or the continuation bet. You can't get anywhere when you just call. When you raise, especially when you're in position, you put more money in the pot. You eliminate players. You define your hand. You define the hand of your opponent that stays. Most of them fold. If they come over the top of you, then you found out more information. You're able to C bet and eliminate. You're able to do it on several streets and maybe eliminate 1 player per street and then down to none. So there's so much more you get from raising. So raise more than call and fold more than raise. Let me say that again. That's a motto that I have in my book and everything else on every page. Raise more than call, fold more than raise. So if you're playing this game, you want to be raising and you really want those other things. You want good cards, you want good position. Hi little puppy, how are you? You doing a good job? Huh? I got a little dog here, I don't know if let me see, come here. Let's say hi. Let's say hello. Let's say hello on camera. This is Cameron. He's just over a year old now. He's King Charles Spaniel. Got his little scarf on because he had his hair done and he had a shampoo and a bath the other day. He's a good boy. Huh? Huh? Are you a good boy? Are you? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you down now. Okay. $3 bet. Now this is the hands that make you a lot of money if you can get in cheap, but man, you don't want to pay $3 on that. That's a little bit much. Benjamin, instead of a calling station, he likes to call him a drawing station. I like that. That's pretty cute. Let's see, we got who's in the house now. I just had a chance to. Oops, what's the matter? Go get a drink. Go get a drink. It's okay. Go get a drink. You're okay. Oh, we got Ed Perlman's in the house, and Limp End's in the house. Noodle, Rios, Spike is in the house. 2 Owls in the house. Town Skill 2. Have to remind me who Town Skill 2 is. I don't know who that is. And Benjamin is in the house. Once again, Benjamin is a different affiliate and on the same site. You can sign up under him as well. His Fresh Prince, and it's capital F and a capital P. Ours is PPI Posse, all lowercase, all one word. I don't have a problem shouting out other people. We're trying to increase the traffic at the site. Unless you've offended me in some kind of way, I don't have a problem. But you want to stay on my good side. So look at that flop and look at those cards, and if you are saying to yourself, Al, you're an idiot for folding those cards, that's results oriented, and you don't want to be results oriented in this game. You want to base your decisions on the facts that you have right in front of you at all times. A lot of you that know me also like my hat. I don't know, I'll come a little closer. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a dollar sign instead of dead money on it. I wear that to the casino a lot of times. Usually get if I ever could find this hat again, I got this in Vegas. I wish I would have got 20 of them because so many people have asked me, where'd you get that hat? I want to buy that hat. And I just only bought the one. And it's probably 5-6 years old, but it's still perfect condition because I take care of my product. Thank you, Benjamin. He said the pup was gorgeous. I appreciate that. It's a good dog. I'd have taken some money there with the flop straight, looks like. Again, there's a lot of people that will play any two suited cards. That's a mistake if you do play it. It's a mistake if you play it from early position like this. Get it in the trash. If you don't have the discipline to do that, you're probably a losing player. You don't want to hear that from me, but that's the truth. You're probably a losing player because you'd be a much more winning player if you didn't play that hand. I guarantee you, even if 2 queens and a 7th flop here, or 3 queens or 3 sevens, you can't go by that. Most of the time, you're not going to flop good. Hey, Bane also has a Twitch channel, and if you'll tell me what that is, I'll give you a shout out on your Twitch channel. You folks can follow him. He does stream as well. Again, we stream. And we're streaming for 6-4 Spades and PPI Posse, of course, but we want the site to expand its player base. That's why we're doing it. That's why we give shout outs to reasonable people that treat us reasonable in return. And he's one of those individuals, so we have no problem doing that. Those are the benefits of being on the good side of PPI Posse and not being on the, you know what side. Oh, 3-6, turned to straight, checked it down, thinking maybe the flush hit. So Dewey left some money on the table. Oh, Benjamin's going to be streaming tonight, probably from 6-4 Spades, and I don't know what time exactly. He'll tell me he's in Cleveland. There's an early look. Out of position, check mark on this side. Bad cards, check mark on this side. All right. That's easy. Throw it away. 2 check marks. When it's even and when it's check mark on each side, then it's questionable whether or not you play. It might be 2 and 1 and might still be questionable. But anytime it's it's 0-2, 0-3. You're out of position. You got bad cards. You're facing a raise. You're facing an aggressive, good player. Look for the signs and get the hell out of the way. Mike Carroll said it best: "Money saved is money earned." I've quoted him many, many times on it. The mad genius of poker, Mike Carroll himself. I haven't had him on my TV show. I should have him on my TV show. For those of you that want to listen to some of the interviews, I got about 20 interviews up on YouTube. Just go to Positive Poker Insiders on YouTube and then scroll down. You'll see my interviews with Paul Darden and Alan Schoonmaker, and the list goes on and on. Jonathan Little, and check it out. Yeah, Benjamin, don't put the link, just what it is. The moot bot just does that. Oh my goodness, it timed him out for 600 seconds. Now see, these are great cards. These are the cards that make you a lot of money in a no-limit game, but you want to get in cheap. Well, this guy limp in, he's got money now for implied odds, and he come in an early position, so he's probably got ace 10 or better. And knowing him, he's a little wide range player, maybe ace jack. He could have something better than that, maybe pocket eights. But I need other players to come in to make this pot size go up, or I don't have the odds. So I need I need at least 2 or 3 of these players to come in, boosting this up to $6, $7 because it's going to cost me $1.50, and I'm trying to get to that 5-1. Now I can't get it there, so you get my money, Mr. Limpin. Show it. Well, maybe he'll tell us if he comes into chat. Maybe he'll tell us. He is in chat, so maybe he'll tell us what he had. And Ryan, all right, so here, out of position, weak ass hand. For those of you that fall in love with an ace, I'm telling you, this is a weak ass hand. Even if it's ace deuce suited, it's a weak ass hand. But we have to say to ourselves, 25 into 125 is 5-1. What did I tell you before? We needed 5-1. So we're going to take a shot. Now, an ace is not going to do us much good. If he raises, we're going to fold. Even though the money's going to be right, the hand is weak. So again, it's $1.50. I'm still getting, now I'm getting 3-1 on my money. Excuse me. So that's out of control. I'm out of the hand. I know. There's 2 aces there. And what's the chances of one of these 2 guys having an ace? The funny part is only one of them could have an ace because I had an ace, so you won't usually get the call from somebody here. Limpin says he had queen, that hand that he raised to $2, which is, oh, he's thinking about this. No, he doesn't go. Sometimes people think about it like that and take a long time because they're hoping the other person will show them what they bet on. Now, Lilo might have had kings that time. I don't know. And maybe my aces was good. And maybe I played it too tight. You all can speculate all day long. You're being results oriented because the 2 aces, you don't know, you can't imagine that you can claim that you know that 2 aces or 2 deuces or an ace deuce is going to, that's very rare. That's high probability. I'm not playing the high probability game. I'm playing the game that's slow and steady, that I want to have good wins, small losses. I want to manage the pots. I want to manage my bankroll. That's how you get money in your account and you grow it. If you want to play loose and fast, you're going to go up and down like a roller coaster. And at the end of the day, all you're going to have is a minor loss or a big loss or maybe a small win and have some rake back coming to you. I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it the other way. I still can get felted. I still can lose my stack today. There's no, I'm not saying that the way I'm playing is definitely going to make me win. I didn't know that we have just the 1 small blind here. I mean, 1 big blind. I got good position, but I got lousy cards, and I'm against limped in. He'll call a raise. He'll call a raise here, and I'm not. I have no money in the pot. It's not worth it with the A6. Okay, Benjamin. Let me spell this out for you folks. That's Benejah, mean, Meen. For those who are not watching on in the chat screen, that's all one word. Benjamin, Ben's name. Benejahmeen on Twitch. If you go there now or later and just follow him there, and if we'll watch his broadcast tonight, Ryan, and Ryan, if he's got good stuff going, why don't we set our Powers Poker Insiders so that when we're not streaming, if he's streaming, we'll carry his feed over here for our folks as well, and then they can sign up on him as well. So we can do that for you, Benjamin. Not a problem. We were doing that before for Noodle. Hey, I got good position, bad cards. I'm not interested. A lot of people would raise here and get away with it and steal some blinds. I might mix that in, but with cards like that, I might mix it in maybe, 1 out of 7 or 8 times. I'm not doing it. Now, limped in is going to try to take the money away from this blind who hasn't played many hands. I'm glad he went to 175 and didn't just do his normal little min raise. He does a lot of min raising, especially when he's in an early position. I tried to reach out and slap his hand and tell him, stop that shit. You know, that's not good. He on a table like this, he goes $1 a lot, and then people raise him because they see the bet as being inconsistent with a strong hand, and then he wonders why he's out of position, an early position where he kind of limped in or min raised in. This is a bad hand. If it was suited and I was first in, I'd probably raise with it. Now, some of you might say, well, if he was suited, or if he was unsuited like it is, and you were, why don't you raise anyhow? If it was folded down to you. And the reason is, I got 4 players left. It doesn't make a flush that often. It makes only a straight, and you have to hit the 7 and a 5. You have to hit 2 pair to win it because it's not high enough for 1 pair to hold on. It just has so many negatives against it. But 7-5 suited can, if this was spades, for instance, I would pick up the draw. I would pick up the flush draw, the straight draw, 12 outs. Although there's a pair on the board. And Ryan, being the moderator here in the chat, he put up Benjamin's link on Twitch TV. For those of you watching, you can click on that and check that out. And again, those of you that are watching, we invite you to, and he's already been set to auto host, so we take care of our players, we take care of our friends. We have no problem. Again, 3-4 suited, might think about playing it, not even thinking about something like that. We got Fezzik, which is Ed Perlman's in the house. Hi, Ed. Spike's still here. 2 aisles. Carrie's still in the house. Spike, is that Spike 9999 Henry Eck? Can you just post in the chat if that's Henry? Can I give you a shout out? Thank you. Let's see. I've been live for 43 minutes. I'm gonna. Hopefully the table will stay up over an hour. So I wanted to get this under our belt and start streaming. I'm also going to do some promos as soon as I get some promos from the owners of the site. I'll do some promo videos with slides, and I'll put them up also on YouTube, and I'll put it on Facebook. But Ryan has to get the slides. There's a seat for the World Series of Poker. There's a thing for 20,000 Augusta thing. There's a rakeback leader promotion. There's all kinds of promotions going on. But so here's Dewey with that straddle. If I'm going to 3-bet this, it's only going to be from the blind. I have to hit the pot to offset. I'm not going to limp with this hand. I have to offset the money that came in the pot here. So if I make a mistake and 3-bet it, I'm wrong. I have to make it the pot. He put this extra money in the pot. I have to offset it for. Now, if I get raised, I can throw these sixes away. But I'm going to have to get raised probably $10 or so for me to throw this away. And again, people are going to treat it as if I have a solid hand because I put in a solid bet. They don't know I have sixes. Just like when Ryan had the fours earlier against my ace jack, because I got position and I raised. Same thing again. I'm in early position, so I hit the pot button. I don't do the 3-bet, which is 150. I personally want to put more money in the pot in early position because there's so many people yet to act. People that put the 150 in, if they get a 150 here and a 150 here, then all of a sudden there's odds set up for the blinds to come in too, and I want to get it heads up. I'm going to go because of there's 2 cards in the playing zone which could make a possible straight for this person, and because there's 2 flush cards, I want to make it the full pot here. Yes, he could have pocket 3s or pocket jacks. And the clock clicks away. I'm just going to show, I don't normally show, but I'm going to show just to let him have an impression that Teach always has good cards. They didn't see the sixes. They didn't see the other hands that I completely missed on the continuation best. This is late here in early position. You better be throwing this away, folks. All they have now is an image of me as being tight, being aggressive, and showing good cards. I do it at the end of a session sometimes just to show them I've got this way because these are the kind of cards. I want them to remember that. I want them to put a note on me the wrong way so that when I raise with 8-9 suited in early position, they put me on ace-king or they put me on pocket queens. Limp in, I know you're listening. I want you to forget all about that. Yeah, that Spike 9999 is Henry Eck. He come over from the other site we were playing at. I don't want to mention that site. But this 6-4 spades. Henry, what is your name here in 6-4 spades? It's just Spike, I think. Not with the 99999. I think he had all the 9s because on Twitch everybody had taken probably Spike 9 or something like that. Now, again, just goes to show you, these are bad cards. You get bad results from them. I'd like players that I teach, that I coach, that I shadow to follow general basic rules of playing poker. Solid fundamental rules. Starting hands, starting position are very much the key to this game. You shouldn't be playing marginal hands out of position. You shouldn't be playing marginal hands at all when you're starting out. But when you have a hand, you need to raise, you need to be aggressive. If you're calling, you're probably doing the wrong thing, and you're probably behind. So you got to get that out. Sometimes the players that come to me, they have no clue on position, how much to bet, what the size of the bet is, and so we go over those things. We go over the pot odds. We go over how you can take advantage of some people. We go over C-bets. We go over check raising. We go over all those kind of things. We give them a poker tune-up. We try to eliminate the leaks or distractions in their games, the holes in their game. You can seek me out. We have some great rates. Ryan and I both do training, but if some of you like to Twitch, by the way, or like to stream and have a voice for it, I don't have a very good voice, but I keep talking. You have to fill time. Ryan can also do an overlay for you, such as we got here, or a different one. But you pay for his time to do that, and it's usually takes an hour or two to do it, depending on your skills. The more skills you have, the faster it goes. For me, it took maybe 50, 60 hours because I am very poor at it. So here's limped in with a bet. And again, this is ace-king, ace-queen usually, but he might have ace-jack. This guy calls, I would say maybe a pair, maybe 10-jack suited. This guy goes 8. He's saying I got kings or aces or something really good here, okay? So I'm going to get out of the way. I'm taking time to let Limp In think about what he wants to do. He's usually a caller in this situation. He doesn't like to put money in a fold, but he does here, so it must have been weaker. He'll tell us in chat in a second what he folded. Here's the guy I put on a pair like 7s or 8s, and he folds 2. I don't know who this famous TH is from Thailand, but he's pretty good player. Again, this is like the ace deuce. I prefer this better than the ace deuce because with ace deuce you need 3 4 5, and then you have to worry about the person that has the 5 6. With this, you need the 5 4 deuce. It's more likely you're going to make the straight than the other person. You have to keep that in mind. Ace 3, ace 4 are much better than ace deuce and ace 5. Again, with ace 5, you need 2 3 4. So somebody else could have 5 6. So just keep those things in mind. Here's a raise by the same aggressive person from Thailand. $6 on the $2 bet. Thinking I might need 2 3 phone calls. $6 on the $2 bet. Ah, that's what I did. I did, yeah, but oh, okay. Or limped in on the bet. Did he bet the $2 and this guy made the $2 and this guy made the $8? Limped in, didn't call. He only had 19. He was pretty shallow there, and if he hit his hand, he wasn't going to get super. Let's see, he would have had like $20 left. He could have doubled up, but that's it. He wouldn't have gotten that much out of him if he hit the 6. So being that shallow, I got good position, which is a check mark here. Bad card with check mark here. Not facing a raise, which is kind of a positive, but don't talk yourself into it. Lousy cards, good position, still goes in the muck. I'm hoping that those of you that are watching on the rail that will follow us. We'll try to do more streams more often. I'm going to try to keep them to an hour and a 15-minute range, only because it takes time to upload them up to YouTube, and I can cover a lot more ground knowing that I have an hour and I need to talk about certain things. And when you come in and you're in the chat, please ask some questions about a hand, about a decision, anything like that. I'm really happy to see that Ed, who's now playing here, took time. And NASCAR's in now, and Corey 300 is in. That's good. I can't, again, Town Skull 2. I don't know who that is. You have to refresh my memory on that. 375. Folks, what does Al do here? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Folks, it's ace jack. It's not ace king. It's not something I'm going to 4-bet here or something like that. I'm not getting into this tussle with these two guys. He called a 375 bet here off of a straddle. So he has to have something. He's trying to isolate the straddle has crappy cards. Look at my ace jack would have got me. I would say that Posse again might have a medium pair, or he might have queen king suited, something higher than that. The ace queen or something. He'll tell us in chat here in just a second. NASCAR 6-4 Spades has been around for over a year. It's the same software. It's called Xterra. It's the same as that other site we were playing on is. If you sign up, use again PPI Posse. You're a longtime member, a longtime friend. We'll take care of you, of course. We'll get your instant rate back, and you can deposit very easy. You'll see when you sign on. There are many ways to sign up for put money in your account, including credit cards, Bitcoin, PayPal, things like that. So it's real easy, and there's a great deposit bonus up to $1,000, 100% up to $1,000. Again, for me, it's a weak hand. It's in the garbage. Benjamin's taken off, so we'll say goodbye to him. Thanks again. And again, thanks for everybody else that has come in. If there's anybody else that's in the house that just click on Positive Poker Insiders right there in chat, and you can follow us. But I'll give you a shout out if you want to tell us who you are, and say your name, where you're from, how you found us is fine. Anything, what you want to know about poker. I'm Al Spath. I was the former dean over at Poker School Online for 5 years. I've been teaching poker for 25 years. Some might say that I don't know what I'm doing. Some might say I do. It's up to you to find out. I've had great success with the players that I've coached, and it's a lot easier coaching than it is playing sometimes, because you know what the proper thing is to do, but you got to get Posse said he had Queen 10 suited. That time that he 3-bet over here and then got called by this guy here, he had Queen 10 suited. So I've got a good hand, not a great hand. And Posse knows that if he limps, I'm going to raise him. Posse's best, and the table's starting to get weak. If it gets really weak, we'll end the session right away. But weak in amount of players and everything. We're down to 6. But Posse knows if he limps, I'm going to come over him. But he might keep that in mind playing against me in the future. If he's heads up, he might limp with a strong hand and get me to come over the top. But then again, now that I've said that, he knows that I might not. Here I'm getting 20. I'm getting almost 5 to 1, right? I talked about that earlier. It's going to cost me 25 for 125. But the cards are crappy and I'm out of position. Even though I'm getting 5 to 1, it's going in, and I don't know what this guy's going to do. It's going in the trash. That's where you leak money. Corey, want to know if 6-4 Spades took players from Louisiana, and sure they do, and glad to have you, Corey. Where about in Louisiana are you from? I used to go to a place called Slidell, Louisiana. Back in the day when I was in the military, back in late 60s, I used to go down there on weekends. It was 250 miles to New Orleans. Yeah, we went to New Orleans too. We used to go to Slidell. We used to go to 2 bars. One was called the Purple Pickle. Yeah, I know. Back in the Psychedelic Lane days. And the other one's called Bosco's. It was a restaurant on one side, and it was a now see, I know what Limp In does here a lot, but I'm going to show everybody that if I'm going to raise it, I'm going to go 175 here, put enough pressure. Now I'm going to define their hands by what they do. Now he's got a hand, but I'm going to take, if Limp In comes in, which he is just about priced in, he might go. So he comes over the top now. Now this might be a complete fake out because of what he's been listening to me and everything. But I'm going to say he's strong here with Ace, King, or even Pocket 10s. I'm going to fold here because he don't have the money to go chasing him, and I got a weak hand anyhow. And he folded too. See if he Pocket Kings. Good hand. So you got to read the tea leaves, folks. You got to read the signs, and you got to get out of the way. And sometimes, I've been playing so tight, I've been throwing those cards away. I haven't been trying anything in the back end. There I go and try, and I run into King. So you got to keep that in mind when you're playing poker, that sometimes you run into a good hand, but don't dig the ditch deeper. Back out. Get out of there, Corey Tree Hunted. He's going to tell us in a second where he's from in Louisiana. The LSU Tigers. The New Orleans Saints. See if I said New Orleans right. He'll tell me. tell you an old story if you guys like. Oh, he's from New Orleans, and he's a regular at Harris. That's cool. Very cool. I used to have a buddy who lived in Slidell, Louisiana, named Jimmy Zell. He had at that time, a 62 vet. This was back in 67, 68. We were at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, like I say, about 250 miles. And they were just building I-10 between Pensacola and Mobile. And we got off work at Friday night about 5 o'clock, and about 6:30 or so we'd hit that I-10. It was closed, the ramps were closed, but he wiggled on down there. There was no lights on it, but it was a moonlit night, and we were doing 135, I think, just trotting down that road all myself, and all of a sudden that bubblegum machine lit up, and that cop came down. We didn't try. We could have probably outrun, but we can't outrun radio. And he just, we knew that what was waiting for us on the end, and it was going to be another ticket. So he pulled over, and the guy was nice. He only wrote him up for 95 miles an hour, which was pretty cool, because 100 miles an hour, and he got his license revoked. And I just saw this is an old story, of course, but I'll bring it all back to Jimmy's still got that car, and it's up for sale. He lives in Seattle. I don't know. I think it was on sale recently for like $65,000 or $75,000. He didn't get a taker on it, so it's still available. But it's in perfect condition. I mean, it was beautiful then. It's beautiful now. The good old days, the '60s. Yes, folks, I'm old. 69 years old. Be 70 this summer. 69 years young. We just getting some bad cars. We had this. See, here's a person that just sat down. Tell you something about a person. The sheriff. He sat down. He didn't do any. He didn't do a straddle. He posted. He's going to be the blind with two hands. He couldn't wait 2 hands or 1 hand to be the straddle to get in here. He had to put that 50 cents in. Tells you a little bit about the player. You got to look for these things and signs and get edges at the table on what kind of a player is. Now watch, see if he puts 75 cents more. He put in 50 voluntarily. He got crappy cars, and so he wasted the 50 cents. Normally when you post and a person checks, they got bad cards. You always want to raise a person that posts and then checks. They usually have bad cards. These are the little things that you got to just add to your game. They all add up. Here's Faxi at the table. Wow, the big golden bear. There he is right there. Welcome to the table, Mr. Faxi. A little late from my stream, but welcome to the table anyhow. Been a pretty good day, pretty good stream. I think we covered a lot of ground here. I'm going to play this hand, fold it, and I'll play the next hand, and then I'm going to end the stream for today, because then I got to do a whole bunch of stuff up change some titles and stuff up on the YouTube channel. But I'm really glad that you guys came by. Corey, I look forward to you registering using the PPI Posse and getting you started there and seeing what your game is, and I'll email. If you email me, I'll give you my email address. If you email me when you sign up, I'll make sure that you get some special perks, because those that come through here and follow us here on Twitch TV and then sign up, we try to go out of our way to get them even more than we do other people. It's just because you've shown the effort, then I'm going to go the extra effort for you. And you can count on that all the time. So thank you very much, sir. And good luck at Harris. All right, one more hand. Let's see what I get. I'm guessing ace-9. What's your guess? Cover up. Hurry up. All right, it's all set in concrete now. Let's see what it's going to be. Oh, don't even not post. Oh, it's not ace-9. Thanks, everybody. Again, I'm Al Spath. This is our intro slide. This is me right here saying goodbye. It's been a great day. Our first broadcast at 6-4 Spades went well, I think. Any feedback, you can put it up on a YouTube channel. You can email me direct at alspath@alspath.com. Thank you, Ryan, for setting up the overlay. I think it went well and helped me with the mic, and I'll check everybody out later on. Again, thanks so much for playing if you're playing, and thanks for watching if you're just watching. Thanks, everybody. 2-minute delay now.